All right. That means I gotta mute my mic whenever I talk on. Can you stop? Damn. This needy ass cat. All right. So, for those that want to watch it with me, we're about to start. I'll start from the very beginning when she starts screaming. So, we're all gonna watch the America's Next Top Model thing together. I'm super excited. However, there's another doc about to drop next month by E, and that's run by some of the cycle winners and also some of the girls that got pretty far in the competition to tell their truth. And half of them I follow on TikTok. They've been talking about America's Next Top Model for years. They've been talking about it for years and like how awful it was. So I already know going in, since Tyra produced this for Netflix, that it's gonna be sugar coated. Like I already know it's sugar coated. I already know. So we're gonna get on this journey together and see what it is.
Tiffany, I'm extremely disappointed in you. This is a joke to you. Do you know that all of America is rooting for you? Do you know that? You come in here with a defeatist attitude. I don't have a bad attitude. Be quiet, Tiffany. Be quiet. That's what is wrong with you. But you're not. Stop it! I have never in my life yelled at a girl like this. When my mother yells at this, it's because she loves me. I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. How dare you? I have never in my life yelled at a girl like this. I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. How dare you? You have no idea what I had to do to get from where I was to where I am now!
I'm a cover girl, Mommy. I'm a cover girl.
Tyra Banks set out to create a space for people that were not the ideal weight, not the ideal height, to show beauty in a different light.
To be on America's Next Top Model, it felt like my dreams were coming true.
My life was forever changed. I felt like I was part of something so big.
The only reason the door was open to me was because of Tyra.
Hello, my fierce Mr. J.
I revered her.
It was just so cool to me to watch queer people on a show like that.
Yay! Y'all want to know a fun fact? Miss J used to work at my grad school. Miss J, the runway coach for ANTM, she used to work at SCAD. She was one of the prominent figureheads for the fashion school there while I was there doing my performing arts stuff. Whenever we had the SCAD fashion show, because I've walked for her twice. And she liked me a lot. I just wasn't tall enough. But I've walked for her twice because she is one of the main people that would help be in charge of the SCAD fashion show at the end of the year. Now, I never got to be on that show. I got to be on a different SCAD fashion show where height didn't really matter. But yeah, I've walked for Miss J twice, and it was really cool. She's a gem, and I love her. I love her so much. So shout out to Miss J for letting me walk for her for those 2 times just to be in a SCAD fashion show. Okay, moving on.
Yes.
It was so huge. 10,000 girls turned out for America's Next Top Model.
That time in television was just crazy.
It can make you or break you.
Real thin teenage girls being told, you're too fat.
It was a reflection of the time.
She looks pudgy.
That's exactly how it was.
Girl, you walk like you on crack.
Ooh, baby girl, baby girl.
When we look at how these people were treated, it raises a lot of concerns around exploitation.
They dress like homeless people for a shoot.
We are actually going to switch your ethnicities.
What is happening right now?
It's not about empowering women, no.
This is not America's Next Top best friend.
Look at my feet. I'm not prepared. I'm not mentally prepared for this.
We were crushed.
One girl almost got hypothermia.
But I guess it made for good TV.
You'll be able to survive this.
No one on the show knew what we were signing up for. Why are we filming this?
This show wasn't meant to help us. It was meant to break us down.
How many people were scared?
I always believed that she would have my back. I was ultimately proven wrong.
Tyra Banks, I need an explanation.
It's time to talk about it. All of it. good and the bad, the ugly.
Tyra Banks is once again trending for her crimes against humanity.
Tyra Banks, you're a joke.
I don't hate Tyra Banks. I do think that she was a sellout. I feel like I haven't heard from her in a while. I wonder what she's up to.
Tyra, take one. I haven't really said much, but now it's time.
Tyra, what? Tyra, what? But now it's time. Okay, girly. Okay, ma'am. All right, let's see what you got to say.
So they're back like 2 inches, or?
Thank you.
I'm gonna take you to 2020. COVID hit, and the world was binging TV.
An Oklahoma man who goes by the name Joe Exotic.
And started to binge Top Model. It got so big.
My OG.
My favorite things ever.
Love that show.
And it brought so much joy to so many people.
These are my favorite America's Next Top Models and where they are now.
And so much anger.
Tyra Banks should have been called out years ago.
It's perpetuating a narrative constructed by a multi-billion-dollar.
A lot of people were part of the next generation. They didn't watch it back then. And it went from this thing that everybody loves to like overnight, like just a whole different lens. Look how wrong this is. What I think is important is to understand where that came from.
Early 2000s. Very white, very thin, very blonde.
Heroin chic was still ideal.
Models looked a certain way.
Heidi Klum, Giselle Bundchen, the Victoria's Secret Angels.
Thin, tall, white women.
And then there's Tyra.
I remember my very first season in Paris as a model, living in like a dorm. It gets kind of hard.
Yeah, early 2000s is responsible for a lot of eating disorders. I can say that. The thing is, this is why I wanted to go into modeling, because I've been thin my whole life. So it's like, oh, I fit in here because everyone around me is so thin. Not realizing that everybody is so thin because they're not eating. It's different when you're naturally just a thin girl and then forcing yourself to be thin as heck to the standard it was in the early 2000s, late 90s. It's kind of dangerous. It is a bit dangerous to be that thin.
You know, being new and all these supermodels there and you don't really feel accepted, just pounding that pavement, trying to get to a place where you can pay your bills, where you can be chosen.
6 agencies, and the first 5 said no. Kind of hurt, you know? They were like, oh, we don't want any black girls. Oh, your nose is too big. Oh, your lips are too full. You start looking in the mirror like, oh my God, am I ugly or what?
That hurts deep. I would go home and just feel defeated and just feel like, I was constantly being told, no, you can't do this because you're black. There were not a lot of black models back then. We were being paid so much less just because of the color of our skin, even if it was proven that we would sell more.
Did you know there's actually an interview accompanying this striking Fabrizio Ferri photograph? Yes, Tyra Banks speaks. I saw Tyra Banks in person yesterday. She was having lunch in the Four Seasons. Nobody in the Four Seasons recognized Tyra Banks. She had her clothes on.
Oh. But I'm not scared of risk at all. I'm not scared to fail. It's about getting knocked down and getting back up. I just said, let me just give it my all.
At 21, Tyra's already launched an acting career.
Oh, no, you not.
signed a lucrative cover girl contract.
It was amazing to see the black woman dominating the modeling industry.
Supermodel Tyra Banks is the first black woman to appear in the coveted cover picture.
When we saw Tyra, that was our open door to say that, yes, for you too, this is possible. I started thinking a little differently. Maybe this modeling might be something for me.
People said, oh, black girls aren't going to be successful. You won't get any covers, no this, no that. And I proved them all wrong.
I wanted to show that beauty is not one thing. And I wanted to fight against the fashion industry. And one day, this idea just hit me. What if I created a show where you saw what it took to become a model? And for this show to represent not all white, not all skinny,
not all skinny. Girly, I think the most famous plus size model to come out of ANTM, excuse me, is Ashley Graham. Y'all know who Ashley Graham is, right? Gorgeous girl. Love her down. The plus size model. The plus size supermodel. I think she's the thickest one to ever come out of ANTM. There was another girl that won the show who I don't even think we would consider plus size now. She looks very, very figureful. Like, she's just curvy. I can't remember her name. I think she's in this documentary, actually, because she won that cycle she was on. There wasn't that many plus size girls on the show. Now, there was a season she did a petite model thing where I got happy when I saw that, because I was like, oh, those are girls that are my height, because I'm not tall. She did a petite model season, and the girl that won that year was also black. There was a lot of black models that came out of this show. The problem is we can't say we're here for body inclusivity and to show the modeling industry that there can be different colors, sizes, and what have you, when on the show you're bullying girls and telling them they need to eat less so they can lose weight. That it doesn't, I don't think that reads the way you want it to read, honestly. Because I will never forget that one beautiful black girl who was my size I am currently right now. She was a little bloated for one of her photo shoots, and they were telling her that she needed to take off the burger, like lay off the bread or something. And I was like, if she just sucked it in, it would have been fine. Like, it's not, she's still very small and thin and toned. I don't understand. Early 2000s, y'all. Early 2000s.
but just showing all the differences and all the different types of beauties. I had a feeling that I was going to change the beauty world. This was my way to get back. And so a couple of weeks later, I was at drinks at the Standard Hotel with Ken Mock.
I remember getting a call from my agent saying, hey, listen, Tyra Banks wants to meet you. I was like, really? I remember that meeting to this day. I walked up there and I thought, it's gonna be basically a vanity project for her. She's not gonna do any of the work. I mean, she's just a model. She's probably not very bright. I said, look, Tyra, what is it that you want to do? And she said she wants to do the show about modeling, the making of a model.
There was a show called American Idol. Kelly Clarkson had won that first season, but I was always curious of like, what is Kelly doing when she goes home? I want to marry American Idol and the real world and set it in the modeling industry. And I pitched him the idea and he said,
oh, I can make this work.
Ken is like one of the godfathers of reality television.
I had created a show called Making the Band that followed the journey of people auditioning and then creating this boy band. And seeing if this boy band could succeed.
So he explained to me, you can't just be following people, you have to have a format.
We had 10 girls living in an apartment. Each week they would be taught a modeling skill. Then one model would be sent home. The last model standing would then be named
America's Next Top Model.
I knew that one key to the success of the show would be to have really great coaches and judges that popped on TV. And then she said, we need a runway coach. I thought she was gonna mention some woman who like ran some modeling school or something that could. She goes, no, there's this guy named Jay Alexander. He's this 6'5" African-American guy. I'm like, what?
I was Jay Alexander, queen of the catwalk.
My motto is, walk like it's for sale and the rent is due tonight.
He just blew me away.
For most models, getting that supermodel stride isn't that easy. So who do they turn to for guidance? Jay Alexander.
Miss J taught me how to walk.
I've known Tyra since she was 16. She had an idea. America's Next Top Model.
He was the first person I called.
Hey, oh my God!
He was just this, like, godfather, mother, diva extraordinaire. He was the real deal.
I came out of my mother's stomach wearing high heels.
He had the most beautiful legs.
And Jay is a pioneer in himself.
The best fashion show you can get is watching black women going to church on Sunday.
Because back then, a lot of people were not expressing themselves like he was expressing himself.
Girl, I knew I was.
I knew that he had something special.
I like the craziness. Just like the crazy.
And then we said, okay, well, you know, obviously in fashion, the photo shoot is everything. Tyra tapped Jay Manuel, who was her makeup artist, to be our photo shoot director.
My phone rang. I picked up and it was Tyra, and she was in LA. So
I did not know Jay was her makeup artist. I thought Jay was. I thought he was the her creative director. He's so good at his job. Holy crap! I respect that man. I respect that man so much. I respect him.
I'm thinking, oh my God, it must be almost 6 a.m. She's like, oh my God, I have this idea. It was the excitement in her voice that I responded to in my teens. You know, most teenagers put music posters on their walls. I had on my bedroom wall all the fashion ads of the time. It's funny to look back because it was really a vision board. I had done a lot in my career at that point, but I felt like I was always trying to prove myself. Tyra gave me that trust.
He was such a visionary, one of the most talented creatives I've ever worked with.
I was so grateful for the opportunity to just be me.
We were a complete team. We were ready to go out and pitch the show.
Tyra was given pitch meetings at all the major studios.
We went to NBC, we went to ABC, we went to CBS, we went to Fox.
If anyone was going to make the show a reality, it was her.
We pitched this model reality show everywhere, and
it was just no.
What?
No.
Networks were turning it down.
Door slamming.
They were like, oh no, reality? No.
Nope.
There was a stereotype with models. Models are unsympathetic characters. They are vapid. And that stayed with me and followed me for a very, very long time. And then
UPN is gonna make this fall cooler than ever.
We'd go to UPN.
I can guarantee you UPN was the last stop on the pitching train. By far, an absolute dead last place. We need to find a hit, or there probably won't be a UPN. When Tyra first came in, I thought, okay, vanity pitch. Let's hear what she has to say and, move on.
I was so nervous because that was the last one. That was it. So I stood up and I started walking like Miss J. Talking like Miss J.
You need to be able to slinky ink down the runway. If you can't slinky ink, you may look stinky stink.
Acting like different characters, and
it was unlike anything anybody had really heard.
I just saw her face went from to.
When you're at the very bottom of the mountain, you have nothing to lose. Well, we had no idea. Nobody had done a reality show like this. It was just guessing. But if it did work, we had everything to gain.
I was freaking out.
That's so interesting. Because that show has so many seasons now. Even after Tyra left, it was still going. That is insane. I never realized that the show was looked down upon in its first few pitches. That's actually insane to me. Also, because we have so much reality TV now, more than we ever had before. Sure, we had like Jersey Shore, and we have The Housewives, we have Big Brother, we have things like Survivor, and all these other, like Love and Hip Hop. We have all these things reality TV wise, and this is more like a reality TV game show in a sense because it's a contest. So I guess, yeah, there wasn't a show like that anywhere besides like American Idol, which was for singers. But this one is like American Idol, but for models. So it's so odd because my thing though was like, from a media standpoint, women have always been the biggest sellers of things. People always want to look at pretty women. People always want to look at women that are attractive. That's why women are put on movie posters. That's why women are put on covers of things. That's why women are put on everything. People want to look at pretty women. So it's very odd to me to be pitched a show where you're quite literally looking at pretty women constantly, and then you're being told no. That's actually crazy to me.
If Top Model wasn't picked up, what would I do? Where would I go? What would I be? I picked up the phone. We got a yes. I'd never had that before. I'd never gotten a call that somebody said that they wanted to make my idea come to life. Like, wow, it was my payback. You just have a magazine, I have a TV show. And so many people are gonna see way more of this TV show than your magazine that is closing off so many beauties. I'm going to show you what beautiful is. Let's go. Let's do this. It all began a few months ago when we started a process that would change lives. I was looking for America's next top model. So I launched a nationwide search, and people sent tapes in from all over the country. Right away, I could see girls with potential.
Since I am the true diva.
I come here and morbidly write my horrible poems.
I want to shake the dust off this small town.
At the age of 5, I wanted to become a model. It was just so glamorous looking, and I didn't think it was possible because I had like buck teeth, stringy hair. I was a little bit chunky. I had a growth spurt, and I was like, maybe this dream could become a reality.
I want to become American Supermodel. I am ready.
I sent in a video, a few pictures. I was so excited.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Shannon.
Hi, Shannon.
Hi. Hi, Shannon. Hi. Hello.
Shannon, I take it you're a very religious person. Have you always been religious?
Yes, ever since I was little. I was probably saved around the age of 10. But I got stronger over the years because, practice makes perfect.
I loved Shannon. Super Christian girl.
It says in your application that you're a virgin.
Yes. Oh gosh, they played that up so much. But when I get married, I told my mom, I said, my wedding's gonna be cut short and I'm gonna be gone, baby.
My heart was like pounding out of my chest. But then I got the call and Tyra Banks come on the phone and I about lost it. You made it on the show, and I'm like, ah! It was a moment I will never forget.
When it comes to casting, I had a percentage of like, okay, let's give the public what they think pretty is, because you have to meet people where they are. But now let me show you what's not obvious.
My name is Ebony, and I'm actually originally from Harlem. I know that I'm unique.
I knew nothing about modeling, but I knew that my skin was popping and I had a great smile.
With my exotic look, girl next door look.
When I was a little girl, my nickname was actually Ugly. I am so serious. I kind of blocked that out, I think, because of emotional issues with that. But I always had this dream that one day I'd become an African princess. I grew up in a beauty salon in Harlem. Women would come into the beauty salon and my grandmother would say, "Oh, let me let you meet my great-grandbaby. Her name is Ebony. Tell her she's black and beautiful." Here I am in this beauty salon and the universe just brought all this love. I started to understand the importance of beauty.
I always get that something is different. Whether it's my look, my personality, something is different.
She had very striking, beautiful face. You know, Ebony had a very, very different look. That was a reason why Tyra really wanted her in the show.
I remember walking in there and I used to love this brown catsuit that I used to wear that brown catsuit whenever I felt hot.
Hey, pretty girls!
I was like, I'm gonna change some lives today.
The fact that I was the only girl from New York and my name was Ebony, I had great pride in that.
The next girl that's coming to New York City really doesn't have far to go because she's from New York City, and it's Miss Ebony.
I remember when I called her name, she just lost it. And she pulled it back together real fast, but I remember being in that room and feeling that energy from her. It was beautiful.
This is so heartfelt right now. And I'm just waiting for it to drop. I already know it's gonna drop. I already know it's gonna drop. I'm just waiting for it. I'm just like, oh, this is so nice and special. How we wanted to create a show that showed all aspects of beauty. Okay. I know who you are. I know who you are. I know who you are, Tyra. Not literally. I'm waiting for a shoe to drop.
When we were casting, we got a lot of pushback from the network. If you had one person of a different color, that was their definition of diverse. That was not my definition or Tyra's definition of diversity. We had to do the final casting with the president of Viacom, the parent company of CBS and UPN, a guy named Les Moonves.
Look, we're here, Les. How are the ratings over the other networks?
Well, I think we have more new shows that are working than the other guys do. So,
Arguably the most powerful man in Hollywood. We really wanted a Hispanic Latina girl on the show, and he did not want this Latino girl on the show.
What the hell? I lost it.
Tyra was arguing with Les to the point it almost got physical.
How dare you come? Do you understand? And if you want to talk business, let's talk business.
Tyra, pull back right now. It's Les Moonves. Let's not torpedo the show before we even get it on the air. We had to replace her.
Then we went searching again, and we found Giselle.
Take one.
My name is Giselle Sampson, and this is my mom.
Okay, so with the audition process on that first day with Tyra Banks, I do remember her asking me, so Giselle, if this show made you famous, what would you do? Wow, why is this making me emotional now? This is weird. Because the feeling was, oh my God, I made it. As a young girl, I just was so excited and I was so happy to feel like you're gonna make it. Like this is something, you're gonna be part of something so big. And I was a part of something so big.
Is this rural life? Food! I'm from a small town. I have a dream of modeling. Oh my God! Now I'm living in this New York City apartment with 9 other girls, and I have 8 weeks to prove I'm America's Next Top Model. Oh my gosh, Tyra! Have you seen her walk and take pictures? And she just moves. I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna be on TV.
Nobody really knew what to expect. Everybody was nervous, you know? Everybody's taking a chance. Mr. Mark, Tyra, all young people with a dream.
We shot that whole thing in a hotel. The girls were living in one room, or suite, really. The judging room was in another room.
They had an acid burn in my stomach because there was just so much to do. I mean, Ken Mock turned into a cameraman because we were a cameraman short, didn't have the budget.
There was this moment, it was just Tyra and I sitting in the control room. And I could see in her face, she's like, okay, I'm doing this. It's surreal.
The producers didn't have a lot of experience. Tyra certainly didn't have experience. The show had a lot to prove.
There are so many things that it takes to be a top model. And you guys are gonna be put through lots of different tests. Teach.
Today's lesson is going to be about establishing a look for yourselves.
Challenge.
Today we're going to do go-sees.
You've got 4 hours to do this, and you've got 5 castings.
Photo shoot.
Today we're doing beauty shots. Smile with your eyes a little bit.
Good.
We got it.
Judging.
Once a week, you'll be evaluated, and someone will be eliminated. Whoever's name I call will go on and will still be in the running to become America's Next Top Model.
Oh my gosh, how many times she had to say that?
You're still in the running to become America's Next Top Model. Still in the running towards becoming America's Next. You're still in the running to become America's Next. Still in the running to become America's Next. Still in the running
Towards becoming America's Next Top Model. That
I will say, Tyra has some looks on this show. I don't know who was Tyra's hairdresser. I don't know who was Tyra's hairdresser for this show. Even on cycle 1, when they had no budget, the hair was slayed. Hair was slayed down to the gods every single time. The reason why I have this red hair color now is because I saw Tyra have this red hair color when I was a kid. And I was like, if it works on her skin tone, it'll probably work on mine. It'll probably work on my skin tone. And it does. Hers is a little brighter. But there's something about copper hair on mocha colored black girls. I don't know what it is. For real, I don't know who did her hair. I can see the lace a little bit in the corner. We can't. I don't know who she need to. Maybe she needs to find like a Korean skin beauty person and just rejuvenate the face a little. It's not like she looks bad.
Okay. The winner will receive a contract with Revlon, a fashion spread with Marie Claire, and a contract with one of the world's top agencies, Wilhelmina.
It was a prize package that would help them really get a head start into the modeling industry. By the end of the show, we would build the perfect model that could now go out into the real world and try to pursue a modeling career.
If I win this, I can become a supermodel. I was like, this is gonna change my life forever.
You're showing the behind the scenes of what the fashion world was. And most of it is not glamorous at all.
You got the air push-up bra, 2 silicone inserts, and toilet paper. You've got enormous cha-cha. Oh my.
I was sent here by Tyra Banks to have all the girls with a Brazilian bikini wax.
This is gonna go on television?
Real fucking funny. Really, really funny.
Brutal.
Man. I really want to go to Brazil bad. Let me tell you something. They got me good with that. I didn't even know what a Brazil wax was.
I have never, ever, ever done a Brazilian wax again ever in my life.
Better be the damn supermodel after this. That's all I have to say.
This was not.
So I get waxed every month, damn near. Doesn't feel good. It doesn't get better, actually. You just learn to tolerate it. You learn to just tolerate the pain for the hour that you are getting your hair ripped out of your coochie. Yep. Yep. I prefer waxing over sugaring. Sugaring is just a constant pull, which I can't fucking stand. I'd rather you just rip it all out and be done. That's just me. That's my preference. I will say, if you get waxed regularly, it gets a little easier. Doesn't hurt less, but it does get easier for anyone that wants to get waxed in the future. I will also tell you, it feels more painful getting waxed on your lower legs, your knee, and behind your knee than it does your coochie. Fun fact. Let's continue.
Just a show about modeling, but it was a Cinderella story.
Hello, everybody.
So today, as you guys can see, you're at the Lapine Salon. You guys are already fierce, but we're gonna make you fierce. No one will walk out looking like what they walked in. All right? Be brave.
From day one, I knew that we needed to have a makeover.
Shannon, I want to bleach you out more. I want to just brighten you up. We might even add a little bit more hair extensions to thicken you up.
When you see this beautiful specimen, this beautiful like little fawn, and then you put her through this process, and then she turns into this princess, it also shows possibility.
But you know, they hate it. They hate it.
I don't like to show anybody I'm going through pain, so I didn't say anything. But Giselle cried, Giselle whined, Giselle moaned, Giselle groaned.
I can't. Okay. I'm just used to the way I had my hair. So I'm kind of concerned about the length.
Don't look so sad. Models are canvases.
Yeah.
No, you don't. Hey, girls. Wow, you guys have been busy.
Jay Manuel is like a genius. Some of them actually liked him. He's so cute. But then Adrian was like, he's gay.
So just because you're not feeling well, you don't want to go?
Should there be another reason?
Well, I mean, you don't look deathly ill. Oh, yeah, that's the shady part. So then it's silly, and you go back home, and you do what? Work at Burger King? The Burger King line. That was probably a little shady. It's one of Miss J's favorite moments.
He's very direct with some of the girls.
Marry rich and have a baby.
Well, yes, I made fun of them and I was just doing my thing.
The one and the only top runway trainer. I have known him since I was 17 years old. His name is Jay Alexander. Come out here, Jay.
I'm gonna show you how to walk in a tight skirt.
Oh, loved Miss J.
Forgot to brush her teeth.
We had this natural banter. Jay loves to do an expression and an eye roll. And I feed into it. Like we literally just fold together like this.
Don't listen to her. She's crazy. She's just up green. What a combination.
And then there was a support. Because it was like gay Wonder Twins activate. We were together, so they can't attack us. Again, I know it sounds ridiculous today, but it was such a different time.
People would write and say like, what the hell is this on my screen? Like, how are you like showing this?
I said, suck my dick.
I wanted to know if it's okay if my girlfriend come over for about an hour or two today.
Ebony's a lesbian, and I found this offensive.
When I first auditioned for the show, the first thing Tyra says to me, she goes, "We see that you're gay."
We know you're a lesbian. How do you feel about expressing that on national television?
That's kind of how the world found out I was gay and how the world met me. I had hoped at least they would pull me to the side and say, how do you want to approach this? They forgot the danger of that. Not a problem, honey. I'm very open about it. I wanted to come out because I wanted other celebrities to do the same. Nice, sweetie. I was just happy that they showed me and my partner together, smiling and showing the reality. I think it was new to see that on TV.
At the time, there was just no queer representation on television, and God knows what this was gonna look like on TV.
And I'm very serious about this. We are in a competition, and my plan is to win. There is nothing else but that.
Uh-oh, Tyra Mail. Eliminations.
Tomorrow, one of you will be eliminated.
I'm really nervous about our next elimination.
I didn't know who was gonna win.
I really want this.
Who are we gonna cut this week?
Shannon.
Judges could be a little cruel. I hated walking into the judging room like, oh my gosh, what are they gonna say to me this time?
It looks like you landed from another planet because you have so much teeth. Maybe she should have a few removed.
I'm thinking to myself, which teeth would you like me to pull out? Would it be my two front teeth? Like, who says that?
Iconic reality TV villain, Janice Dickinson.
She looks kind of like child prostitute. You gotta get over it. I'm sorry, you gotta get over it.
Janice was obviously extremely provocative.
Zip it, Fidge. Zip it. You're dead in my book.
And she's a diva.
World's first supermodel.
We want to talk about a legitimate, bona fide supermodel who'd had such a career.
I've been in this industry for quite a long time, making me probably the most opinionated person on the panel.
I love Janice. She was very outrageous as a character.
This is the worst photograph I've ever seen. You look deranged, and it looks like you have a penis.
She had no filter.
You gotta work on the thighs. Got the booty thing, you gotta you really watch the diet and exercise. It's not all about your gorgeous face. It is about the booty too.
Let's just call it as it is. Robin, first of all, is too old to be starting
And fat.
model.
She's huge. She's not going to be a top model.
She won't. That's
she
the
should
reality.
work
That's
for a
what
car toppling company.
You know, Janice offered that very harsh opinion that absolutely exists in the industry.
My name is John, and I'm going to be your trainer. We're going to do a little test, height.
Y'all want to know what's funny? I just got restricted for bullying and harassment. I'm not even saying anything. It's just Janice in the background. Okay. Okay. I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing, like, it's the TV show. I'm not bullying anybody. I'm not, literally the second Janice comes on in the documentary that's like, you're bullying and harassing people for restricting your account. I'm not saying anything. It's the show I'm watching. Jesus. This is why I can't stand AI. Because AI doesn't understand context. It's just listening to what's going on. Which I can't stand. And I'm like, I already appealed this shit. Like, I'm not saying anything. Oh my gosh. I don't know what to do. Because usually when I'm restricted on here, it's just like I can't really do anything about it. Usually I just end up restarting the live entirely. But like, I'm not bullying anybody. It was the TV show.
And wait.
I had an eating disorder.
Terrific. 114.
Am I the lightest one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It started when I was 14. I got tall, and then all of a sudden, my baby fat was gone. And so I was like, wow, what do I have to do to keep this? One point, I got down to like 114. I think that's when I passed out. And I was like, oh my gosh, I could see it, but still, it was just like this wicked taskmaster constantly telling me, you're not thin enough, you're not thin enough. And the pressure that the industry can put on you to be a certain size, it's actually quite awful.
The full-figured market's changing. I'm going to say the exact opposite than what these people in fashion have been telling women for years, which is be small. I think that you guys are the problem with America. I think you are the problem of why women are leaning over the toilets at this very moment and vomiting after they've eaten, or taking laxatives after they've eaten.
I thought, oh my God, I love the fact that she is fighting for this.
I really do think she was not just wanting to produce a show, but she was also trying to help us. Tyra was trying to teach us how to pose in front of the camera, how to walk down the runway.
Little strides.
Come together, girl. I ain't mad at you. Yeah. Oh, you pulling it together. Oh, you pulling it together. Okay.
Been practicing.
Okay.
Practice makes perfect.
I taught a girl how to walk with confidence, and that clicks. It's like, whoa. Oh my God, you are really, really quite beautiful.
When you see me in the last runway challenge, I really just left it all out there. I had to walk that runway like my life depends on it.
The decision is made. America's Next Top Model is Adrienne.
I was devastated. But after the show, Tyra sent me flowers. It was the biggest bouquet of flowers I have ever seen in my life. I came to New York. I called IMG. That was like my dream agency, and they signed me. I was so excited. I was gonna dream big no matter the cost.
2 or 3 months after I had filmed Top Model, I'm back home in LA, and somebody was like, are you like on a show or something? And I'm like, what do you mean, why, what? There's like a billboard of you in Hollywood.
There was a huge billboard in downtown LA, and the whole side of the building said America's Next Top Model.
I remember saying, look at that girl. She's beautiful. You know what? Oh my God, look at her. She's fierce. And my mother, I never forget her saying, that's you. And I was like, that is me?
Okay, we're off now.
I was just so.
That's right, because they film it, then they have to edit it, then they produce it, and then it goes to TV. It takes about, it's like what, a 3 to 4 month process depending on the show. I can only imagine. That's the thing about TV. It takes time to do. It takes time. It takes time. I just wonder. This is cycle 1, so I just, ooh.
Excited for the show to air because it was something that I was so proud of and that I thought was going to catapult me into things. So here I am trying to do my own PR. I made postcards and I put my little picture, my headshot on one side, and then the premiere date of America's Next Top Model on UPN, and I mailed it to every manager, every agent. I'm gonna get discovered, and it's gonna be amazing, and I'm gonna make it.
Even though we had been in the editing bay for weeks and weeks and weeks doing this, watching it when the world was watching it was a whole different situation.
When we were shooting cycle 1, I had no clue what was gonna go on air. The viewing party was at my apartment. Tyra was there, even her mom came. I was extremely nervous. Oh my God.
Shannon, you're still in the running to becoming America's Next Top Model.
When the episode ended, Tyra immediately went into my office to the computer to go check out like chat rooms.
I was freaking out.
Tyra was nervous. There was a lot riding on her.
Networks want ratings. They want things to like resonate. It was very, very intense.
My phone rang, and it was Iman that called. I had been working with Iman and her husband, David Bowie, on his Heathen album, and she said, we watched, and she hands the phone to David.
I believe I might be of service.
And David said to me, you found the place where you need to be. I'll never forget it.
The fairy tale began.
Hot babes, catfights, and a whole lot of drama. The addictive reality TV hit America's Next Top Model.
I remember thinking to myself, this is so much better than I ever could have thought.
I am hooked on 30 seconds of it.
I'm so happy.
I'm telling you, it is.
TiVo. Do you have TiVo?
Believe me, I already called. It's in the TiVo right now.
I'm like, damn, okay. These ratings are crazy.
They realized, Tyra may be onto something here.
Tyra has designed a program in which models just get their crotches waxed.
It wasn't just about, oh, let's have their their...
Right.
It wasn't about let's have their area.
When the show started to air, it really was shocking because it wasn't what I thought it was going to be.
My face is definitely pimpleized. Giselle found out that pretending to be insecure is a great way to fish for compliments.
In our confessionals, I could feel the push of producers trying to navigate us against each other.
You're asking for massages while we're cleaning up instead of cleaning the tub like you said you were gonna do. That's immaturity. I have no time for that.
So-and-so said this about you. Excuse me? What?
Giselle, you worthless. You are so bitchy, stupid. You're worthless. Your parents must be ashamed of you.
Giselle? I like Giselle. You know, I like Giselle because it just seems like she wants this.
But I think she needs to tighten up.
She's got a wide ass.
It's kind of wide.
I'm walking away, I'm 18 years old, growing into my body, and she's like, Giselle, she's got a wide ass.
But I think she needs to tighten up.
She's got a wide ass.
It's kind of wide.
They did these girls so dirty.
They chose to put that in there. how I left feeling about myself in that moment has stayed with me forever.
You know, it dawns on me how young these girls were because I forget not everybody was in their 20s yet. Some of these girls were still teenagers. They just look like grown ass women. That must really suck. You're not even fully developed as a woman until you hit about 25, 26. This girl is 18 years old, Latina, with Latina genes and genetics. Just like, what is she gonna do about her butt? Like, what? What? It's there. She's not even like, she's not plus size or anything. She's just existing in her bone structure.
Why does my ass have to be so wide? Like, that's how I talk to myself, you know? To this day.
When I went on that show, I knew people would be against anything that I represent, being a black woman that's gay or whatever it is. But I did think that I would be protected. I thought the first episode was fabulous. I was so excited to be a role model. And then when I saw the makeovers,
Ebony, this little piece of hair right here, that extra little thing, gone. Work me.
That's when I felt the full disappointment of the way I was represented. I'm sitting there and I have 3 of the top stylists over my head, laughing my hair texture. It was really just frustrating. The people did not have the correct clippers. Everybody basically said they didn't know what to do.
Should we leave a little tough?
Oh, how can they go wrong with a Caesar?
Should we write her name in it?
Yeah. I kept thinking this was a test. That at any moment, Mr. J would say, Ebony, you're fabulous, you know, or Ebony, you handled this well. They end up giving me 3 bald spots. Yeah, very disappointing. And it's very upsetting to an African-American woman to go into a salon and the person to do her hair incorrectly. It is very inappropriate. Tara would not have this. She's too fierce for this.
Girl, what I do? One more time. Girl, that's
What do I do? This is not a style. It's hard. As I'm trying to figure out how can I fix my hair, Tyra calls me. It's the end of the day. And this was like the first time we really even had a conversation because she barely spoke to me on the show. So I'm thinking that my sister is going to understand. I thought she was going to say, girl, don't worry, I'll go to Harlem. And she says, the judges have been talking to me and they've been saying that you have been showing up ashy every day. And I'm blown away. She didn't say, oh, you know, you're dealing with a little acne, or, you know what, Ebony, your skin looks a little irritated. I didn't understand why they chose those specific words, when this is a word that's been used in history to make us feel less than.
With your skin texture, being an African-American woman, it should be like butter. At the retouching session, your photo was the hardest that we had to do.
Wait a minute, am I being treated differently because I'm a black girl? What's happening here? I was like, let me just be quiet. Supposed to make my skin fabulous.
There's grease all over because of her new moisturizing regime. Ugh.
After you put the your stuff on, could you make sure you like thoroughly clean your hands? Just because it gets on the doorknobs and it's like slippery.
Oh shit. Whoa, I don't even remember that. I don't even remember that. What? Oh my god. Okay, y'all don't have body oil and lotion on set for people? That should be on set. What? The very small photo shoots I've ever done, there's always some type of moisturizing agent on the set. So that floored me. Holy crap. What? What? It's one thing for me to say I look ashy. You can't tell me that. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Okay, I'll try to concentrate. concentrate on?
Just that. That's all I have a problem. I don't even know if it's a real big problem or anything.
I remember on the show thinking to myself, oh my God, there's so much I want to say. But I really had to be still. There's nothing I can do here that's going to make it better. Whatever narrative they're creating, they're going to do this.
I love the color of her skin, I really do. But up close, she just looked so old.
It's gonna be hard with Ebony. She's very aggressive and very angry.
Ebony just is much too harsh for me. I just don't get it.
You and I both know, looking at Ebony, her skin is actually gorgeous.
Ebony was ahead of her time.
She was dark-skinned, she had a shaved head, and she was gay. That wasn't cool on TV, so she got the aggressive edit.
And I realized that Tyra and the judges aren't going to help me. I know I have to protect myself, but you're forgetting I was in high school 3-4 years ago. And I felt that. I felt that innocence, and I just, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I actually haven't thought about this in years, and I've actually never talked about this, but my heart was breaking as I'm on this national show, thinking that the world would be proud of me.
Will Giselle and Ebony please step forward?
Stop running around my house. You know what's even crazier? Her makeup is not doing her justice right now in some of these shots. Like, she looks old in the photo. She probably wouldn't have if you applied her makeup correctly for her bone structure and her skin tone. Now, this is early 2000s. There was not a lot of dark skin models. The darkest skinned one at the time was Iman. And, why did her name just leave my mouth? She's an icon. Oh my God. Her and Tyra were together a lot as like the two. Naomi Campbell. Oh my God. Naomi Campbell was the darkest skinned Black woman in the top model sphere at this time. So, of course, makeup artists are not equipped, nor do they understand how to apply makeup for this type of skin tone. Ebony looks like she is this gorgeous woman from like the center of Africa. Like, she's gorgeous. Now we have the highest paid model right now, Anok Yoi. Anok, ANOK. I don't know how to pronounce her name. She's like the highest paid model right now. Beautiful, lovely, dark skinned girl who's also bald, who also has a shaved head. There's also a big conversation on why African American models and African models tend to have shaved heads in the industry. If anyone has ever like peeped that, hey, stop that! I don't know what is with this cat lately. I don't know if y'all have peeped that before, but that's because the opinion is that because hairstylists don't know how to work with natural hair textures, it seems to just be easier to uplift and market shaved head models. That way you can do whatever you need to do with their hair. Put a wig on it if you have to. Gag there is you can put a wig on anybody's head, regardless if they have hair or not. That's the other gag. But like, yes, you can see the gorgeous bone structure of their face and their head. A lot of African American and African models have a very unique head shape that works for having a shaved head. Like, it just looks really, really good. We usually have striking bone structures, high cheekbones, sharp jaw lines, things like that. What is considered, I guess, more masculine in a way. But yeah, I can only imagine having that aesthetic during this time when people are even less prepared to know how to work with it well. also, she's young. She's young in a time where things are still changing in the industry. So I'm just, ooh, this is making me upset.
Giselle, even as you stand here right now, it's like, where is the self-esteem? Ebony, when you come into the room, we sense a chip on your shoulder, a type of anger that makes you push yourself too hard to the point where you lose focus and you become difficult to work with.
When I was eliminated, I was so brokenhearted. I go to run, and literally I make it up the first flight of steps, and my body just gave out. And I started to cry. The producers, they were like, Ebony, you're gonna get work. You are so amazing. And in my mind, I just knew that wasn't true. After the show, I would hear a lot of young girls come up to me and go, oh, I probably can't be a model because my skin is rough like yours. My heart was broken.
The agents and managers were not interested in having anything to do with me because they just saw reality. I was the girl who had no confidence, and who's gonna wanna hire that girl? Who's gonna wanna sign that girl? I believed now that I wasn't good enough. I'm not gonna make it.
I started to think that it really wasn't a model show, that this was really a new way of making TV shows. And I don't think that any of the girls were prepared for what reality was going to become.
They say for UPN, this show is what Survivor was to CBS.
Yes.
Huge.
Putting UPN on the map. I'm very happy and proud of
It's
that.
the most watched show on the network,
Yes.
like by this much.
Yes.
Much to everyone's surprise, it became the breakout show.
This show became the water cooler show, where people then went to work the next day and said, oh, did you watch this? Oh, da, 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 da.
Lord, you don't even have to believe.
It just really hurts still, and I'm really weak. I'm really proud of myself.
I think next America's Top Model is not a plus-size model.
Why?
And Tyra was everywhere.
We do another.
Oh, you're doing another one.
Are we really?
Yeah.
And then my team were telling me, Tyra, this is not normal. You may never be able to repeat this success with anything that you ever do ever again. And I was like, she's talking about. I'm gonna do it again.
So are you gonna bring that show back?
Yes, we got picked up for a second season. Our ratings are really skyrocket ratings on UPN. So we'll be back in January.
America's Next Top Model airs Tuesday nights at 9 on UPN, and very soon there'll be an.
Are they gonna talk about Tyra's talk show? Because Tyra got a talk show out of this show. Tyra got a talk show, like I want to say, after, what was it, like 3 seasons of this? She got a talk show. I used to watch that talk show. I used to watch it. And some of the girls from America's Next Top Model would be put on the show. Like, guys, like, I remember when, oh my God, I remember when Naomi Campbell was brought on that show as like an intervention type shit because they were marketed as enemies for years. For years. Oh my God, like, are they gonna talk about that on this? She might bring it up. It's her show.
Oh my God. It's like, we're a big hit now. Now I've got to deliver a second season.
Modeling never crossed my mind growing up. It wasn't something I aspired to do. My boyfriend at the time, Eric, he's like, you could be a model. Like, why couldn't you be a model? We just were watching TV one day and a commercial came up about a casting for this show that I'd never heard of.
Being a top model ain't no picnic. Sure, there's the glamour, but on the road to the top, there's cutthroat competition.
Okay, let's go.
My name is Shandy. I work at a Walgreens. I'm a service clerk.
At the casting, I just yelled, I don't want to work at Walgreens anymore. Really loud, like just really, really loud, just screamed it. And then I made myself laugh and everybody else started laughing. All right, well, whatever. That was an experience. Okay. Just went back to our little life in Kansas City. Yeah, and they called me at work while I was at Walgreens. And they're like, so you made the cut. I was like, oh, okay. No idea what I'm getting myself into at all.
Welcome to your new crib. Go to the 4th floor. It's a bling bling, punk funk, mod kind of world up in here. Stake your claim. Tyra.
Oh, look at this place. Look at the bedrooms.
After the success of the first cycle, our budget grew tremendously. We had our own soundstage, and we built this beautiful table for the judges, and we built a beautiful backdrop for the girls, and we had a runway on an aircraft carrier.
I'm not wasting any time. I'm throwing you straight on a runway. No training, no nothing. I want to see what you got.
Oh my God. I'm looking at these heels, these boots. Oh goodness, I better not fall.
Yeah, I had no idea how to do a model walk whatsoever.
Shandy, your runway walk, I've never seen a runway walk that bad in my life.
Look up, look up.
Look, she should learn how to walk.
In cycle 2, it became sport for Janice to bait Tyra.
If the body could just slim down 150 pounds, that would be good.
Then she'd be 30 pounds.
That would be better.
It was definitely getting to her. And I was like, why is she doing that to her? And Tyra would talk to me, she's like, I let it go. She's driving me crazy, but I let it go. But I know it was getting to her. And I considered myself like besties with Tyra. And she spent a lot of time at my house, sleeping over, or if I'm in LA, I would spend time at her house. You start sharing secrets, you're very much in each other's world. I feel like she knew I'd do anything for her, and
She's gotta go.
So you gonna throw somebody away because they have one bad shot?
Yes.
so I was armed and ready.
She looks like a porno star.
No, she does not.
Yes, she does.
So do you.
And I was just ready to go back at her.
We're talking Silicon Valley at the other end of the table?
I felt like I was getting one for the team because she'd been battling Tyra and everybody. I mean, I revered her.
Well, stand up. Let's see the girdle you're wearing.
Janice, yours is already surgically cinched. I snap one thread and it's down.
I wasn't my best self during the judging. Not nice at all.
Honey, look at your face, please, and your dyed hair, please.
Okay. But that was the Janice thing. And to balance her out, we needed Nigel.
Come in, come in. I'm Nigel Barker. I'm going to be your photographer for your fashion shoot.
The network said to me, we need a judge who is a photographer, but this is what we want. Good looking, straight and white. I know he's got his Sri Lankan, his mom.
I'm half Sri Lankan, half English. My mother's success as a fashion model gave her the ability to go to the UK and start a completely new life. So perhaps more than other people, we were acutely aware of what.
I can't say I loved Nigel on this show. Nigel was straight to the point. Like, no cookie cutter, no nothing. No nothing. Nigel was great. Janice, I am shocked they let Janice stay on that show so long. Because she really just was a bully. She really just was a bully on that show. Yeah, she is the #1 first top model basically ever. But my God. My God, girly.
Fashion and beauty could do. I started modeling in the 80s, and I was surrounded by the world's greatest photographers in fashion. I looked at the industry and I thought, well, if I want to stay here, there's only one side of this camera I need to be on. And it's not this side, it's that side.
I remember looking at Ken and being like, I think this is the one.
I had no idea what I was in for.
Come on out, Nigel.
Hi, ladies.
Hi.
How are you?
He's just instantly charismatic.
Well, you look glamorous.
Charming, the British accent.
We're like, that guy's hot. I'll never forget that. We're like, that guy's really hot.
He's been waiting to undress me for days.
Oh my God. Ooh.
We've got the tall, sexy, and very English Nigel Barker, our photographer.
Ladies.
When, the network said to me, we're looking for a good-looking, straight, white photographer, it did eat away at me. It's like, well, the Jays are a hit, but we're not straight, we're not white. I mean, networks are really that blunt. They know what they want to see in what role.
So I didn't need to be the mean one or the funny one. I would be the straight man, eye candy, and luckily that was my role on the show.
The theme for today's shoot is the Garden of Eden.
My first major shoot, they were nude.
Bring in the Adams. All right, guys.
There were hundreds of people in this room, and we're just standing butt naked. I was nervous, but it was like nervous and excitement all at the same time.
Oh my goodness. Look at my butt. I have a butt.
Shandy, did you ever think you could look that beautiful?
The ugly duckling to the swan. That was my story.
Miss Shandy with that brown hair that just looks like I'm stocking the shelf at Walgreens. We are going to make you a platinum blonde.
I didn't feel really pretty then, even though I was told I was pretty and that I was like the norm for beauty standards, but I didn't feel that way.
Everything just looks so good. Everything's come together, and I feel so pretty right now.
Yeah, I finally felt pretty and had some.
And looking at her now, I see she kept the platinum blonde, but that was probably one of the most successful makeovers they ever did. Because some of those makeovers, questionable. Questionable.
Confidence that I didn't have before.
A lot of these girls came from very difficult family backgrounds who were not supported by their mom or their dad. You heard a lot of those types of stories from girls who came to the show who were not getting validation at home, but they were coming to the show to get validation.
I've gone through my life being, the black sheep of the family and not having anyone to talk to or explain my feelings to.
I left home the summer after high school ended. I was 18. I packed up 2 suitcases and just bought a plane ticket and didn't tell my parents I was leaving, and just saw my dad on the way out. He's like, "Where are you going?" I was like, "I'm moving. I'm leaving." And he's like, "All right, have a nice life." I was like, "All right, bye." I haven't felt loved by my parents in a long, probably since I was a little kid.
Hi,
Darling.
Hi, how are you?
Fine.
Yes?
Hi.
Psychic intuitive works. This is going to be a lot of fun.
Susan's a psychic, and we're gonna get a psychic consultation.
See, I think what's going on with Shandy is Shandy needs family. Does anybody hug you? That's okay, Shandy.
Give Mama some shit.
It was heartbreaking. And you want to be able to tell their story of what they've gone through in their life and how it's affecting their journey here.
Seriously, I think I've grown more in the past couple weeks than I've grown in the past couple years. And if I go back home to my life, I don't want you to go back to your life before going, there's always Walgreens. Yeah, everyone's like, no more Walgreens for Shandy. Yeah. Look at that as your past, and look at this whole experience as being your future.
I'm 5'9". I look so fine. Yes, all my fellas are so divine. Top models pack quick, on the road, always gone. Pack your bags, y'all. You're going to Milan.
I've never been out of the country.
Wow.
I'm pretty much in shock. I'm just like, Okay, let's go. Let's go now.
Going to Milan, that was the first time we went abroad for the end of the show, which is what the show became known for.
You know, we tried to take the models to places where the industry was, you know, major.
Those early cycles, they really gave me complete autonomy with certain things. We went to Verona because I knew we could get the location. I just had this vision of this strong editorial with these women and just these gowns on these steps.
Fabulous, in your designer's dream.
Shandy looked awesome with the hair, the glasses, the gown.
Shandy, she looks like she's an Italian Vogue period.
Hands down, baby.
I don't know how she came from Walgreens to this.
That's where they all come from, Walgreens and Dairy Queen. Shandy completely blew me away.
This is perfection personified. I'm crazy about it.
And you know what? Your long limbs really work very well.
The photographer gave notes on everyone. Not only were you his hands-down favorite girl, yours were some of the best photographs he's taken all year.
Well, once I started hearing feedback from the judges on the photos, I was like, oh, I actually have a chance to win this whole thing. Cool.
Did you want to stay in the running? Did you want to win it all?
I did until what happened in Milan. And then I didn't care.
Is Shandy the one that got assaulted? Oh, this is gonna be tough. All right.
When we first got there, they said you're gonna go to a bunch of ghosties.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Here's how you'll be getting around Milan. Now come and choose your driver.
I was like, that sounds really fun. That was all day long. That took all day long. And then we went back to like our little house that we were staying at. And I don't remember who said it, but somebody was like, how would you guys feel about having like the guys that were on the mopeds like come by and have dinner with you guys and like we'll have some wine and stuff. I was like, yeah, that sounds fun. We're just excited to just like have a night. We were just like talking, drinking.
This wonderful culture. To you.
I don't think I'd eaten anything at all or had any sleep. I remember getting in the hot tub. I remember April and Mercedes getting in the hot tub. And then I just remember the guy looking at me and I looked at him and I was pretty drunk at that point. Everything kind of after that is just a blur. All I remember is just like remember him on top of me. I was blacked out. No one did anything to stop it. And it all got filmed, all of it. Every moment of it.
A more difficult territory is Shandy.
Shandy, okay.
You remember the story with Shandy?
I just realized I wasn't. I just realized I wasn't unmuted on YouTube. Sorry. Okay. It's hard to look at people the same when you see stories like that because editing is a thing, right? To do reality TV, they film everything, right? And then once it's filmed, they edit for months. Sometimes 2, sometimes 3, depending on how much footage, depending on the deadline. Editing is a thing. Everything gets edited. Everything gets looked at. Everything is put in front of a producer before it is okayed. So you mean to tell me that this was filmed, this was looked at, this was edited, this was agreed to be kept in the show without any kind of discussion, with nothing? Now, knowing that, that means the girl signed some pretty tight ass contracts. You have to sign an NDA when you film things like this in general, but you also sign somewhat of your rights away because they're using your face and likeness. You're signing away a lot of your, I guess, in a sense, autonomy. However, if we are all adults in this production team, we see something like that and we thought it was okay to showcase, that's messed up. That's messed up. It's actually insane. I can't even, like, ugh. Makes my skin crawl. All right. Well, that was all the honesty I had to offer. I will see you guys